Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Ragnarok, The Breaking of Helheim. Volume 1, go and check out my Spotlight on Story for Ragnarok. Volume 2, go read that. Read them both realistically. In Volume 3, you're looking at the first part of it. This is an incredible series. This is a really good book, and I'm freaking out over what's happening right now. Old prophecy. Let's talk about who made this book. We'll get right into the book itself. Ragnarok, The Breaking of Helheim, issue number 1. Story and art by Walter Simonson. Colors by Laura Martin. Letters, John Workman. Editor, Scott Dunbar. This is an IDW imprint, and wow, the doom of the powers. Basically, first off, Thor is mourning. He's been mourning for 6 months, just looking at this funeral pyre and honoring it. But he's got to leave at some point because he hears Odin's voice. Odin has to show him what happened during Ragnarok. It's going to get him jump-started. And if you haven't caught it so far in all of the issues, like many of the issues since the first volume have been dealing with it, that Thor was not in Ragnarok. Somehow he missed the battle. He missed the big fight. By that happening, the Midgard serpent was free to go and join in other fights with other gods. Therefore, many of the gods who weren't necessarily supposed to die, died. Many of the ones who were supposed to have killed one of the enemies failed. They wound up not being able to actually kill one of those great enemies. So there are a lot more of these creatures still alive, including Jormungandr. Dude, this is insanity. You actually get to see Jormungandr in this, and he's talking to everybody else, and it's like, this is terrifying, because we all know what Thor's fight for Ragnarok actually led to back in Walter Simonson's run on Thor, right? One of the greatest books ever, which turns his body into mush. This was kind of sad for Thor. He's still angry, still gets angry. They had to establish that early on when Ratatosk says something that he doesn't like and he singes his tail. He was actually aiming for his head, for his whole body. Ratatosk is just a little bit faster than that, but how much faster can you be than the lightning? The prophecy in here is just going to break Thor. Well, it practically breaks the guy. I mean, geez, he can't handle this. A little bit more of Driska hanging out with Javok, the troll. This was a fairly interesting exchange because she's seeing the future. She knows that Thor has to go into Helheim. There's a bunch of things that happen in this book, and I can't give everything away. I don't have the time to give everything away if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want you to read this book. I want you to get what's going on. This is one of the most brilliant stories out there, and I cannot possibly recommend it enough. So go get the first 2 volumes and then grab onto this. Stan Sakai does a joint story, a joint cover in the back of this book. It's poster size. It's poster worthy. Gorgeous. You got to take a look at this. Also, a whole bunch of questions get asked. How come Thor doesn't have a lower jaw? Yeah, those get those questions get answered in this. So definitely a fun book. Definitely worth you picking up. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.